Sydney Sweeney just turned heads in Los Angeles. And this time, it wasn't for a movie role. The Euphoria star arrived at Variety's Power of Women event looking like she'd stepped straight out of a dream, or maybe a statement. Under the bright Beverly Hills lights, she shimmered in a daring sheer silver gown that instantly became the night's main event. But this wasn't just about a red carpet look that broke the internet. There was something more behind that confident smile, a deeper story Sydney seemed ready to tell. As cameras flashed and whispers spread through the crowd, it was clear. This wasn't the same shy 16-year-old who once struggled to be noticed in Hollywood. Sydney's bold choice wasn't simply fashion, it was defiance, a visual declaration of power, confidence, and self-acceptance. And when she spoke to Variety just days earlier, she revealed the real reason she's no longer afraid to show the world exactly who she is. Sydney Sweeney just turned heads in Los Angeles. And this time, it wasn't for a movie role. The Euphoria star arrived at Variety's Power of Women event looking like she'd stepped straight out of a dream, or maybe a declaration. Under the bright lights of the Beverly Hills Hotel, on October 29, 2025, Sydney shimmered in a Christian Cowan x Elias Matzo gown that instantly stole the spotlight. The sheer, silver, figure-hugging dress left little to the imagination. Bold, braless, and unapologetically confident. It wasn't just fashion. It was a statement that screamed self-assurance in a world that constantly tells women to tone themselves down. Kate Hudson, Wanda Sykes, Nicole Scherzinger, and Jamie Lee Curtis might have shared the room, but all eyes were on Sydney. Her look dominated headlines before the night even ended. Glittering under the flashbulbs, she radiated something beyond glamour. It was defiance. The kind that says, "I'm done seeking approval. I'll define my own power." But this wasn't just about sparkle and sequins. Sydney's choice wasn't random, it carried meaning. The Variety Power of Women event celebrates women who use their voices to uplift others. And Sydney embodied that energy from the moment she stepped onto the carpet. Her look was both armor and expression, a visual metaphor for the strength she's been building for years. Behind every crystal sewn into that gown was a story of resilience, rejection, and rebirth. Before the applause and flashing cameras, there were auditions that ended in silence. Just days before the event, Sydney revealed to Variety how brutal those early years in Hollywood had been. At 16, she was told to fix her face, or she'd never make it, that she should get Botox. Imagine hearing that as a teenager chasing a dream. She recalled casting directors barely looking up from their snacks while she read lines, one even eating chips mid-audition. The disrespect stung, but it didn't stop her. If anything, it lit the fire. Because those insults didn't break her, they built her. And today, that same girl who once felt invisible walks red carpets with unshakable confidence. No surgery, no filters, just Sydney. "I've never gotten anything done," she told Variety. "I'm terrified of needles. No tattoos, nothing." In a city obsessed with reinvention, her commitment to staying natural stands out. She's often confronted by side-by-side comparison photos, to which she laughs. "I was 12 in that photo. Of course I look different." The response went viral for a reason. It's rare honesty in an industry built on illusion. In a city obsessed with perfection, Sydney chose honesty. But with fame comes labels, and one she's constantly fighting is the sex symbol tag. Her response? Calm, confident, and grounded. "I'm doing it for myself. I feel strong." She doesn't reject the label, she redefines it. For Sydney, beauty and power aren't contradictions. She's not performing for validation. She's reclaiming how women in Hollywood are seen. It's her way of saying, yes, I can be sexy, successful, and serious, all at once. From Euphoria to Anyone But You, Sydney's career has become a blueprint for balancing artistry and ambition. She's producing, acting, and if rumors are true, eyeing her next big move behind the camera. Reports suggest she's developing new projects under her own company, possibly even stepping into directing soon. The small-town girl who once begged for a chance now runs her own production meetings. She's no longer auditioning for approval, she's building empires. And that brings us back to that silver gown, because it wasn't just sheer fabric. It was transparency in a deeper sense. Sydney wasn't hiding, apologizing, or seeking permission. She was owning her space, her story, and her evolution. Every shimmer reflected a message. Confidence isn't arrogance, and beauty isn't something to be ashamed of. So maybe that night wasn't about a dress at all. Maybe it was about a woman standing tall in a world that once tried to shrink her. And as the flashbulbs dimmed and the whispers faded, one question lingered. Was this Sydney Sweeney's boldest move yet? Or just her most honest one?